50 Cent just said out loud what no one was expecting him to reveal, and Jay-Z is scared. Jay-Z and Beyonce were mentioned more than 1,700 times in the latest release of the Epstein files, and all of his crimes are now being exposed. From Beyonce allegedly selling her eggs to Epstein to details of Jay-Z being present with Harvey Weinstein, while he allegedly assaulted women, this is everything that Jay-Z is being accused of.
Now, this is a tip back in 2009 that was sent to the FBI that references Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Pusha T. It says, on July 10th of 2019 at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, someone called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to identify herself as a victim of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others. This person said in approximately 1994, she revealed herself as a past victim of abuse by Epstein. She described the abuse that occurred during parties, and she also described someone as a friend of someone. In approximately 1996, she revealed that she resided with someone somewhere. An unknown man abducted someone from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, known as Jay-Z. This person claimed that Harvey Weinstein inserted his fingers into... She believed that she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. This person estimated that she was abducted on 7 occasions, awaking each time in an indoor setting. She said that she suffered abuse on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated. She claims that she recalled Leon Black and William Barr, the current United States Attorney General, being present during some of the occasions of the abuse.
Jay-Z and Beyonce denied being involved with Epstein. But now, everything is coming out. Harvey Weinstein and Diddy were two of Jay-Z's closest friends, and now they're both in jail, with some sources saying that Jay-Z is next. The latest release of the Epstein files by the Department of Justice included more than 3 million pages of records, around 2,000 videos, and about 180,000 images from various investigations tied to Epstein. Redacted files allegedly show that Jay-Z was under federal investigation for his connection to Epstein. This investigation was overseeing how Jay-Z and Roc-A-Fella Records were working as a scout for Epstein. The emails show that Epstein was actually using Jay-Z to control the streets through entertainment. One of the emails shows the CEO of Barclays telling Epstein that the reason there is no revolution against the pedophile elites is that the public has been pacified by bread and circuses like hip-hop culture. He concludes, the group that should be in the streets has been bought off by Jay-Z.
Beyonce was found in the Epstein files, giving up to 16 of her fetuses for Epstein, and states in one of her songs, 16 carriages, I gave them away while I watched them all get their plate. What the You're joking. What is this life? Y'all are not looking into this deep enough. Go through the files. Go through them. Take the time. Don't sit here and say you know the Epstein files if you did not go through them. Also, the government released these files as PDFs. Did you know that if you change the .pdf to .mov, they're actually movies? They're lying to you, and they redacted people's names and photos that actually were not victims because they're trying to hide. But in some of those clips and some of those emails, it shows a small tidbit of the redacted statement or a redacted photo, and ChatGPT will actually read through all of those images and tell you what it says.
The allegations against Jay-Z and Beyonce are serious. The emails show him supplying young models to Epstein for his trafficking operations. Apparently, Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, and Jeffrey Epstein were all working together. The federal investigation showed that Jay-Z was primarily targeting Black women for their eggs and stem cells. Rumors of Hollywood using stem cells from women to stay young are finally being proven, and Jay-Z was the one supplying these women.
Stem cell technology that Peter and I are investing in, it's called SCNT, which takes the egg of a young, perfect woman specimen, takes the egg and takes out the nucleus and puts our DNA in the nucleus. They just go ahead and take it out.
Painful,
Huh?
Yeah.
And this is part of this genetic greatness that we don't see in any other race on the planet. These curvy, sexy Black women from Africa. You girls have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection, and we want some of that. So, girls, For $100, we will pay you for your egg.
$100?
So how much do you want for it? Let's bid. I bid $500 for the Olympic. Wherever I bid, he's going to outbid me. I bought about $60,000 of eggs. Yeah. If you have abortion, that's very valuable. Umbilical cord, and placenta. Even your period blood is so rich with stem cells. We regard it as waste, and it actually should be. It should be captured as recycled, and it should go to waste.
Nicki Minaj also confirmed Jay-Z and Beyonce's involvement. The day the files were released, Nicki Minaj tweeted out about Epstein's connection to the entertainment industry and even bashed Jay-Z, saying, "Are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times, since I was trying to not say what I know. Yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated, and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard." In another tweet, she even laid out the details of what was going on in Hollywood behind the scenes, and it was horrifying.
50 Cent jumped on Instagram and posted the article on his page and wrote the caption, "I know I'm late on this, but this is kinda crazy. What do you do to get thrown into that mix?" And he posted a picture of Jay-Z and wrote the caption, "Damn, they got my man Jay in the Epstein files. I gotta do a doc on this."
Jay-Z is a businessman first, and everything he has done in his career has been for money. 50 calls Beyonce's marriage to Jay-Z a contract. Since marrying Beyonce, Jay-Z has been winning Grammys left and right.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
Wow. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong. At the same time.
He got them shits. He started drinking. His pictures were like, thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
Absolutely, been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no longer viewed as like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Sources close to Beyonce have been saying this for years. There have been rumors of Beyonce's involvement in sacrificing people for ritualistic purposes for years. One tweet about the situation reads, "Beyonce has practiced in the dark arts for so long, and nobody says anything. She was in the Epstein files for a reason. She's openly talked about charging her crystals under a full moon and praying to Orishas, spiritual practices that crosses lines and completely disrespect Christianity. You don't play with God." The woman consistently gives off an unsettling energy, and she's been called a witch by multiple people in her orbit. Her own sister Solange has admitted to practicing witchcraft and even shared images of her altar on Instagram stories. People need to open their eyes. Beyond that, former dancers, longtime band members, and people who've been close to her have come forward with accounts of her deep involvement in occult practices and witchcraft. All of this might sound unbelievable, but here's the thing. That's the point. They want you to think that these things aren't real.
Apparently, Beyonce is being accused again of doing black magic. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. Everybody ain't lying. I spent probably a week doing research on all the people that they were connected with, and all of them are connected to some sort of black magic, some sort of witchery, okay? Listen, there was a lady that went live on Instagram, okay? She called out Beyonce for trying to harm her kid. A model and dancer, Khadijah Shari, made some disturbing allegations against Beyonce. She's gorgeous, by the way, okay? She takes to her Instagram and says, "Are you effing kidding me? You called for my child to be..." It says R word? That says, "You evil effing witch. At Essence, check on my child. I'm about to blow this through the..." at Beyonce, you went too effing far. You gotta be kidding me. I'm the child you offed to be a star. You forgot you were only supposed to be a star. On the tree, giving orders of takeouts. Never want, with your stardom, I don't know. Never went with your stardom. Watch what you all do in this time. When it was happening to me, I kept my mouth shut for my career. Not my goddaughter. I'll blow your world up. Destiny's Child, really Jigga Man. This breeds manic. It breeds a little bit of bipolar.
MIA, who worked with Jay-Z and was signed to Roc-A-Fella Records, also confirmed this. She said that the first thing that Jay-Z wanted her to do after being signed was get plastic surgery and wear devil horns in her music videos.
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Roc Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyonce because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm coming for everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And bitch, when she gets an award, she thanks Beyonce. Oh, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. Fuck that. Or be a witch, or be that, all of that. Fuck all of them.
MIA isn't the only one who witnessed and experienced these things firsthand. There's a reason that the entire industry is coming together to protect Jay-Z and Epstein. They know that if Jay-Z goes down, they're next. Lizzo recently posted on her TikTok to defend Jay-Z, saying that just being in the Epstein files doesn't mean that Jay-Z did anything wrong. She even defended Ghislaine Maxwell. Keep in mind that both Epstein and Ghislaine are convicted sex offenders. The fact that Lizzo was willing to go out of her way to protect pedophiles says a lot.
You think Ghislaine Maxwell woke up every single day picking children? No. We're losing the plot. And it's just like the American people in the comments. I knew she was wrong. Jay-Z, I knew he was. What did it say Jay-Z did? He was there in 1996. Come on, people. Like, y'all are falling for it. It's the easiest, oldest trick in the book. And honestly, I'm losing faith in the average intelligence of the American person. Because, come on. Just because somebody's name is mentioned in a 3 million document file of a person's life who's been lived over crimes who've spanned decades, doesn't mean that every single person isn't an accomplice. He could be mentioned. He referenced Jay-Z once. He was like, oh, we could learn from Jay-Z's business model. Why are y'all, where's the crime? Focus.
If Ghislaine really is as innocent as Lizzo claims she is, then why is she refusing to help the victims? Why is it that she's still refusing to name the people who were involved with her and Epstein?
Ms. Maxwell, were you a close friend and confidant of Jeffrey Epstein?
I would like to answer your question, but on the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, did you at any time play any role in Jeffrey Epstein's activities involving the recruitment or trafficking of young women or girls?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, have you ever coerced, directed, or otherwise instructed any young woman or girl to provide favors to Mr. Epstein or any other individual?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, did you and Jeffrey Epstein attempt to surround yourselves with influential individuals to curry favor and shield yourselves from potential scrutiny?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, can you please provide us with all the names of other additional co-conspirators to the crimes perpetuated by you and Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
As we peel back the layers of Jay-Z's involvement with Epstein, we see that Jay-Z has escaped legal repercussions for his actions dozens of times through the years. Last year, after Diddy was put behind bars, a woman also sued Jay-Z. The woman had physical evidence to support her claim and even knew the details of what Jay-Z's mansion looked like from the inside. This lawsuit, however, was later dropped without any reason, days after the woman's lawyer complained that his client was being harassed by people connected to Jay-Z.
All right, now to Burden of Proof, where we jump into some of the biggest legal cases of the week. Joining me today is former Florida State Attorney Dave Arenberg. Dave, good to have you back again on this Saturday. We want to begin with this big development. The Alabama woman who said she was by rappers Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs when she was 13 has actually withdrawn her lawsuit against both men. Both men have denied these claims, and documents submitted by her attorneys did not include any reason or explanation for the withdrawal. Jay-Z's release. His attorneys released a statement saying, in part, the system has failed, and claims that this was simply a money grab. What do you think happened here?
Bill, good to be back with you. This was a troubling allegation because, first off, there were inconsistencies with her story, and it was a very serious allegation. And for instance, she said that her father picked her up from Rochester, New York to New York City, 5-hour drive, and then drove her home that night, but the father did not remember any of it. That's something you would definitely remember. And she also said there were other celebrities she spoke to at the party. Those celebrities were not even there at the party.
And let's not forget that Jay-Z literally got away with stabbing someone.
A top rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stab fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a perfect person.
While Jeffrey Epstein was alive, no one was getting arrested. But since his death and the release of these files, we've seen major arrests happening all over the world. Just last week, Prince Andrew was arrested. Sources close to the situation are saying that if Prince Andrew gets prosecuted, he could be looking at decades behind bars. To give you an idea of just how damaging the Epstein files actually are, this is the first time in over 400 years that a member of the royal family has been arrested. Allegedly, Prince Andrew was part of the reason that Epstein was able to make so much money. He would give him access to confidential information. At the time, Prince Andrew served as the UK's Special Representative for International Trade and Investment. That role gave him access to high-level business leaders, diplomats, and global financiers. Before the release of these files, Prince Andrew completely denied any wrongdoing whatsoever. In fact, his accuser, Virginia Giuffre, actually died before she could expose him. Virginia was working on writing a book that had details of her assault when she was hit by a truck. Somehow, Virginia survived, but days later, she committed suicide.
I was so young. Guylan woke me up in the morning and said, "You're gonna meet a prince today." I didn't know at that point that I was going to be trafficked to that prince. And then that night, Prince Andrew came to her house in London, and we went out to Club Tramp. Prince Andrew got me alcohol. It was in the VIP section. I'm pretty sure it was vodka. Prince Andrew was like, "Let's dance together." And I was like, okay. And we leave Club Tramp And I hop in the car with Ghislaine and Jeffrey, and Ghislaine said he's coming back to the house. And I want you to do for him what you do for Epstein. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that even royalty were involved.
Yesterday, we saw the second major arrest in the Epstein case, with Peter Mandelson, the former EU Trade Commissioner, being arrested. Newly released Epstein files revealed Mandelson shared sensitive info with Epstein around 2009, including a government report on post-2008 crisis funding and EU bailout details. Epstein likely made billions of dollars from these tips.
Lord Peter Mandelson, former UK ambassador to the United States, is now under arrest. British police announced Monday that a 72-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Now, this is a little bit different than what we do here in the United States. So first, sometimes you have an arrest and then charges. We don't see official charges as of yet. And also, I will tell you what's different is the UK police, they typically don't name the subjects of investigations, but the subject of this particular case has been previously identified as Mandelson. And the way they describe it, I think you can put two and two together. However, I will tell you, despite the fact that the allegations against him are indeed or seemingly connected to Jeffrey Epstein, he has not been accused of committing any sort of crimes or as far as we know, okay? The accusations, as far as we can tell, mirror those actually against former Prince Andrew. You see, Mandelson is accused of passing secret government information along to Jeffrey Epstein more than a decade ago. According to a statement from the Metropolitan Police, Mandelson was taken to a police station for an interview. There are search warrants that were served at 2 addresses in connection with this case. So I said that, he's accused of passing sensitive information to Epstein when he was serving as business secretary from 2008 to 2010. There are also allegations, by the way, of financial transfers.
Jeffrey Epstein. It was one thing to be friends with him in the early 2000s. Quite another to keep your friendship going with him when it was clear and he had a conviction for abusing young women. Why did you stick with him?
Well, it was a most terrible mistake on my part. I believed the story he told in 2008.
You described him, though, as your best pal. We've all seen the pictures of you relaxing with him on holiday in a bathrobe. During the time you spent with him, did you ever, at any point, see or hear anything that gave you any cause for concern? Anything whatsoever?
For years, people around Jay-Z have been hinting at his involvement in these dark crimes. Dame Dash confirmed Jay-Z's involvement too, and even hinted that other music executives are involved with Epstein. Dash referenced a 2019 FBI hotline tip in released files, alleging Jay-Z witnessed a 1996 Harvey Weinstein drugged woman and speculated Jay-Z might be next.
You been seeing them Epstein files?
That's pause.
Pause is necessary.
Yeah, that's fast. What kept you away from that type of shit, the Epstein shit? There's a lot of people in them files.
I'm not gay.
Simple and fucking plain, nigga.
That.
Hey, simple and plain.
Hey.
Don't play like that,
Right.
nigga. Nah, for real.
A nerd can't tell me what to do or influence me. This is what I know. My partners, people that I work with, people I've teased, people I've laughed at, people's wife that I've them niggas in the Epstein files.
Jeez.
That shit scares me because they eating the rumor, allegedly. Because I don't understand everything I read and everything I hear.
Propaganda.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But what I do know is my name ain't been mentioned. And if you did mention my name, immediately I'd be like, y'all bugging. Show me some footage. Because what I know is God sent evil to test you. But if you don't succumb to evil, evil will spare. Because all my partners that are being mentioned, I've hated them for a while for the betrayal. But now I'm like, damn, you love me so much that you wouldn't include me.
Right.
So now Jay's my brother. I love him. And if what they say is true, he's a devil.
What's the
But if he's
betrayal
not,
there? I gotta
it
ask.
is what it is. But somebody's lining them up.
As of now, these claims involving Jay-Z, Beyonce, and their alleged connections to Jeffrey Epstein remain accusations circulating online. No court has convicted them of the crimes being discussed. Being named in documents does not automatically imply criminal wrongdoing. If more official documents, court rulings, or verified investigations emerge, we'll cover them here with the facts clearly separated from rumor. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned.